And let me tell you, most of those spirits, and we'll talk about this in a couple minutes, we had to stop what we were doing. We had to tell the spirit to step aside because there was ground. You know what the ground was? Unforgive sin. We'll talk about that in a minute. But eventually we got her free. She was manifesting in the back. I've never time we would get to a spirit, she'd start rolling those shoulders, and Dan's behind me. I'm thinking, if she hits me, Dan's going to catch me. I'm telling the truth, right? I mean, it was unbelievable, and she was bound. Can I tell you what happened 2 weeks later? 2 weeks later, Marie shows up to church that morning, and we teach a prophetic training class, which we'll talk about that on Tuesday. And we're going to teach you some of the things we teach them. And she sat down and she said, I'm free. Now I want to know how to hear from God. And I said, have a seat, girl. And she went through that class. She since then has moved back to the Miami area and involved in a church. Here's what I want to tell you. I found out something. She was manifesting, but the reason why we couldn't get her manifestations under control was what I've come to learn as a weak will. What that means is this. She was so tired of that spirit beating her up that she was giving up. And she didn't have it in her to fight against the spirit's opposition. So, manifestations are real. You can command them to be controlled. But sometimes you'll run into what's called a weak will. And when you do, pull those precious people aside. Command that spirit to step aside. We'll teach you all about that later. And talk to that person. Look them in the eye and tell them the Lord sees all they've gone through. And we know they're tired. And they need Jesus, but they need to help Jesus. So let's push through together.